back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Thank you so much for being with us. And I am so privileged, I am so pleased to welcome you to my next guest. Of course, this segment is our Life Diaries segment. And today we get to know the life of a very accomplished artisan in our midst. Someone said to me, without creatives, the world is a very dull place. It's very black. It may be just gray, if any color at all. And so we really, really respect those men and women who see the world differently. And my next guest speaks to that. Ted Arthur joins us today on the brunch set. And, it's an honor, it's a privilege. Your name is like it's like a household name. That is the status that, that is how it is. It's just a known fact. When you say Ted Arthur, you know what Ted Arthur is about. But how many of us know about the man, Ted Arthur, and how did it all begin for this wonderful gentleman that sits before me today? So, good morning to you.
A pleasant good morning.
Yes, and thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for all those accolades.
So, how did it start, Uncle Ted? How did this all start?
Well, it's from my school days. It started where I just went into the high school, Scarborough Sec at that time. And back in the day, the latest wear was the Converse sneakers. So I had my first shoe, first pair of leather suede shoe. And after a while, it started to, but I really needed a Converse because that was the latest thing. So I went to my parents and said, "My mom and dad, I need a new shoe."
A shoe.
And that shoe was the Converse. So they went looking around Scarborough, looking for this pair of sneakers. And they went to this shop. The name of it was the Hit Brothers, managed by Eric Giff. We used to call him Bill Patches, those who might know him by that name. And they found the sneakers there. But he was also doing leather craft. And Mom found that the quality was so high that she said, "Oh, this is nice. Do you train anyone? Anybody?" He said, "I have a son that I think I would like him to come and learn this." And he said, "Yes, not a problem." And she came home and asked me if I'm interested. I said, "Well, I have nothing to do in the August holidays, may as well learn a trade."
Yeah.
And I went along, and I learned the trade for about 3 years, because I think by 3 years, we went into a recession and things got slow, and, he went into a different business, that kind of thing. But I pretty much learned the basic.
Yeah.
How to repair a shoe, how to make a basic slipper, flip-flop kind of thing. And 3 years passed, and the recession came, and things went down, and, I stopped. And the whole leathercraft industry kind of went
downward.
Yeah. And I always said to myself, one day I'm going to start doing this again. But when I do it this time, I want to do it with a modern flavor.
A modern twist.
Yes, something, that people will gravitate towards, adding colors and so on to it. And in 1990, I started back. I'll never forget that, because that was the year I got married. And at the same time, the company I was working with sent me to the Grenadines to work. And I had just started doing the craft again. And I said, okay, sending me to Beckway as an office manager to work. We were doing some roads in Beckway. And I said, okay, but I just started this thing. So I packed lock, stock, and barrel, and I head to the Grenadines and everything. Well, my wife Edith, who has passed now, beautiful soul,
Yes.
just got married, so I left her. went and see, got myself set up, sorted out. And then she would come every 2 or 3 months, so I might come home, you know. And I went to Granny Dean's to do the paperwork, but I had my craft with me.
Yeah, and
You know,
walk
because
with
I now started again.
walk with your accoutrements.
Yeah, man. And Beckway was a place that I never knew. I only heard about Beckway.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a tourist island.
Right.
It's some of the largest cruise ship I've ever seen in my life. You know, and when a cruise ship or 2 or 3 cruise ship comes per day, the whole island was just tourists. I said,
Yeah,
you're right place. So in the evenings after work, I'll go home. I had an apartment overlooking the port.
Mm-hmm.
And I will start to do my thing. I start to create my stuff, and you know, and I was there for a while, and no one was doing this in Beckway, so it was all mine.
Yeah.
You know, and when I wanted there, I was sent to Barbados. Those boats working between the islands. I'll give the guys the money. They'll go buy my stuff and bring it back for me. You know, and I do my thing in Beckway. As a matter of fact, when the contract was done. I'm packing my stuff and I'm hearing, good evening, Mr. Arthur. So I look over the banister and I'm seeing a lady there.
Mm-hmm.
I came to order a pair of slipper. I said, okay, sweetheart, but I'm leaving by tomorrow. I'm now packing up my last stuff because the contract was done and heading back out. You know, and things were going well. The business started to pick up. People started to like the thing. And you know, but I had to leave. All good things came to an end. And I came back home. And I think on my return, there was an expo taking place in Trinidad. Very big expo. And I heard about it late, but I went to the office. I was dealing with that, and I was expiring. So the guy told me, they're already locked off. That is it. They ain't taking no more. Because sending Tobagonians to Trinidad, they had boots and so on for them. And I say, okay. But I walk with my bag with my accoutrements.
Yes, you have to walk with everything.
Yeah, and we took them out and showed it to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, this has to go to Trinidad.
Wow. Just
look
like
at my
that.
partner, Sam. He looked at me. He said, this has to go to Trinidad. I think he just said that to lock it off. And we were on the trip to Trinidad.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got our boot, set up in Trinidad, and we had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And from that expo,
the sky was
because
basically
Trinidad,
upward.
about it, and the wider Caribbean, you know. So it took off from there. And look for a place. I looked for a workshop in Scarborough.
Mm-hmm.
Opened up a workshop. Started doing things. Hooked up with that part in the ministry. I'm trying to remember the name, but they all take us to trade shows and so on. And trade shows up the islands, and the work started to spread. People started to know about it, you know. And then came Shogam.
Mm-hmm.
Where they had the Americans, where they had all the world leaders.
Yes, Commonwealth
summit.
heads of government.
Yeah, and my wife and I just came back from an anniversary trip. We did some islands, and then we head to New York for the final leg of the trip, and came back. It was a Sunday night, and as I got into my door and I'm settling down, my phone rang. Sugar McDougall, not a good person.
Rest
Also.
Rest in peace, yes.
And she has been one of my backbone on my journey.
Yeah.
You know, thank you so much. He said, Ted, we have Shogam coming up, and we need to get some items. We need 74 leather portfolios for the world leaders, blah, 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 this.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay. And I look at my leather stock. I said, that can't do nothing. Myself and Edith were back on a flight to New York the next day.
Yeah.
Suitcases, we said packing everything because you can't send nothing by post. So pack our suitcases with the material back home.
Mm-hmm.
And it was peace. I didn't think I slept for a whole week
Yeah.
because everything came in kind of a short notice, and we made stuff, made 74 portfolios and that kind of thing. And then they called me again. We need a portfolio for the President of the United States.
Whoa.
I had some big rigs.
Yeah.
I said, "Who?"
And that's how it was happening. It was just like
Yeah,
a rippling effect.
mhm. So I said, the President of the United States. I said, Dad, this is where you have to take advantage of this.
Oh yes, yes.
And I put a piece of scrap paper. I took a pencil. They gave me the details. He likes basketball, this, that. I said, okay. Under the portfolio. Basketball. And in a number of 5 minutes, I designed the face of the portfolio. I don't know how that happened so fast. The basketball on the face and the national flags, America flag here, Trinidad and Tobago flag on the other side, and that kind of thing. And that was done so quick. I said, okay. And I put that onto the leather, and phone calls keep coming. Ted will need something for his wife. My goodness. I said, so what are we going to give the wife? He said, maybe a handbag and probably a pair of slippers. I said, well, she's a tall person. Can you find out the size for me? He said, she might be probably a 10 or 11 because she's tall. But they got the size, and the data had to do his best, especially on those two items. The other portfolios were stitched with thread. His was whipped with leather. That took me probably 2 days to finish.
Yeah.
Because I had to do my best. The President of the United States just became president.
Exactly. And you had to represent as well.
Exactly.
And represent well.
I went about and I did that. It was approved by the Chief Secretary, Mr. Orville London.
Yes.
And another nice part of the whole thing, a scary part, I should say, had my heart pumping. We presented the gift item to the administrator first, and I think because they wanted to have a press conference the morning, and I deliver. I said, right, good. And back home, my phone ring. Ted, protocol. This flag has to be on this side, and the other flag has to be on the other side. I said, my goodness, I just speed back to Scarborough, collect the portfolio, on the loose part of it with the wheel.
Yeah, because
take out the flag,
that
switch
one.
it.
Yeah.
My heart was going.
So it was just like everything is going on.
It was presented, it was approved, I loved it. And that went the way it had to go. And there were some other stories behind that. So maybe I'm talking too much. Maybe you need to talk.
And it opened up.
Yeah.
It opened up those pathways for you.
Yes.
Yeah, because and what's really, really nice is the fact that when you started, no one else was doing this kind of artistry.
That is true.
So you're a trailblazer or a pioneer of sorts. Yeah? Do you consider yourself to be a pioneer?
I'm taking it from you. Because I always, look at myself. People say certain things. Ted, your brand is big over there. And I said, really? I always put myself here. I never look at myself as here. But people will say things, and gradually I'll see certain things and say, okay. But I still try to maintain myself in a humble position.
Okay. And it's wonderful because there is that humility that you have. And it speaks so much to your character because the level, the pathways that you would have opened for other creatives, it's so vast. And some persons may have developed a big head had they done all of the things and accomplished so many things like that you have. But we're going to take a break. We have so much more to talk about. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be back with more Brunch, a taste of Tobago. See you guys soon. Just having a wonderful, wonderful conversation with my Uncle Ted. He's now my uncle, guys. And one of the things that stood out when you spoke about your work that you did for the President and the First Lady of the United States and the feedback. What was it like receiving that positive, admirable type of feedback from the President of the US? What was that like?
That was mind blowing.
Yeah.
And I remember the day before, I met with the guys who delivered the gift. We used to have a store, the first store on the Esplanade. So Edith came on the evening, and he said, some guys came asking for you from the States. I said, really? I said, but I could be. I said, okay. Try to think back, anything bad in the States, boy? The next day, I went to Crown Point, and on my way back, my phone rang. And I had two phones. So one rang, and I was on the phone with someone else. So I just had the other person on the line, and I said, wait, hold a second, let me just take this call. And I'm driving, coming up the highway, and is this Mr. Ted Arthur? So yes, speaking. I could hear from the voice, that was a white person. My name is so from the White House. I was given a package to deliver from the First Lady, for you. We're going to the tourism now. And I said, but I'm heading there too. I'll meet you there. Janelle, I stopped in the middle of the highway. Start to scream.
I could imagine. I mean, the White House. Wow.
I started to scream like, as you see.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'll be there. And straight to tourism, met two guys, and they delivered me this package. So this is from the First Lady. You were told to hand deliver it. And to make sure that we deliver it, we have to take a picture. So they took a picture with, delivering this stuff and so on. And that was that. And being there, I shared it with Shoma. Shoma was there at the time. Shoma shared it with the chief sec, and she just asked for a copy of the letter, gave him a copy, and that kind of thing. And pretty much, I just mentioned it to family and a few friends, and it gradually started to come out, knowing, that kind of thing. And that feeling was, all right, Ted, what you set out to do, I think you accomplished it.
Yeah.
You deliver a product that you wanted to impress, you wanted to let them see, hey, Tobago, and getting a reply from the White House is one of the greatest feelings that I think anybody could cherish.
And it's etched in your memory. It's etched in your history, your legacy even, because, like I said, it opened so many pathways.
It has.
It opened the pathways, and that is so important as a creative, the creative mind, and more so the Tobagonian mind, because I always speak about an essence that we have as Tobago people, a rhythm that we have.
Oh yes, colorful people.
Colorful, and we're vibrant, and we're very expressive. And it shows in whatever we do, whatever room we enter and exit, it shows.
Oh yes.
Yeah?
Really that.
And I know that, you have represented so well, fashion, those trade shows, road shows, and just flying that Trinidad and Tobago flag. It's such a wonderful feeling that we are represented and represented well, because your work speaks for itself. Your work is amazing.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So what was it like, creating pieces for some of the most famous people in the world? I'm talking celebrity status. How does that feel? How did that even come about in terms of you being in place to provide that service?
My thing in life is that if you're doing something, do it good. It works. And I cut no corners when it comes to my work. right? And I'm saying if you do it good, you'll like it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And for me, it was to get to places, just do it different, do it with an extra flair, do it where do things that people not accustomed seeing.
Mm-hmm. So you're out of the box. Think out
Yes, I
the
had to jump out the box
box.
because if you're down here and you want to get here, you have to work twice as hard,
Yeah.
you know. And I said, Ted, you just have to be different. The styles and the quality of your work has to speak for itself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I use. Give good quality work, right? Let the passion be seen, let the love be seen in what you do. If you feel it here,
Mm-hmm.
other people are going to feel it here too. But if you're feeling it, don't put it out there.
Yeah.
Hit
It has to
the
come
heart
from you
first.
and your spiritual side as
Exactly.
well.
You know, and that has worked for me because when tourism want to give a gift to anyone that is of a high status coming here, they'll call Ted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they're going to promote Trinidad and or Tobago tourism, Germany in London, they will take gift items from Ted to do it.
Right.
And you know, there was an argument once. Some people, you know, a little controversy.
Mm-hmm.
Why is only Ted Art alone?
Oh, there you go.
The answer was, when you could do it like Ted, you do it.
Yeah,
You know,
because it's your work
so
speaks.
you have everybody want to, say things, but the thing is, you have to come with a good product to represent Tobago. You have to come with a good product to represent outside.
Mm-hmm.
That people see, well, right, this is from Tobago. So whoever was choosing know what quality is, right? And I happen to fall in that line. And so that's the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
You know, so my thing is you all, whatever you do it, try to outdo yourself. Try to outdo yourself. And make the product you make yesterday better than tomorrow. You know, always try to improve. Compete with your own self. Don't look, well, you can look at somebody and try to elevate if the person is, but try to be at your best game. All right? And learn to take constructive criticisms. Don't get vexed. Because I remember once I was doing a show with a friend of mine, Trinidad, with an art gallery. And in Trinidad, things looking nice. And a couple of days after, on the Express paper, so that Slipper, the reporter, the person who wrote the article.
Mm-hmm.
Slipper is nice, but a little too hard. That kind of hit me,
Yeah.
But the person was right. And I remember going to to a trade show, and a customer came in. She was pregnant. She tried on the slipper. She loved it. I said, Mr. Arthur, well, I was slipper, but I don't have nothing but a soft inner soul. But she wouldn't know what she did for me because it was like, all right, she's asking for a soft inner soul. You know, that makes sense. If your feet are not comfortable, your whole body is not comfortable,
That's true.
right? And I said, but it's more working about. I said, but look, if they're asking for it, give it to them. Let's charge the suit. And I started making my footwear with soft inner soles.
Yeah.
People love it because it's soft. It took
And
more
comfy.
time. Yeah. And listen to the criticisms that you get from your customers. They're the ones wearing it. Sometimes you don't even, might even try on one of your own slipper.
Yeah, you just know you're
You're just
making
making
it. And
sometimes you have to put on what you make to know, well, this ain't feeling so good here. You know? And listen to your customers, listen to the criticisms, and work with what they say because they're the ones wearing it. You know? Thank them for that.
yeah.
You know,
And you
don't
said
get
it so
vexed.
well.
Yeah.
Listen and try to learn from an
Always.
experience.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because that's the only way you grow. I think you
Of
grow as a
course.
person, you grow as a creative, you know, you grow in pursuing your talents. What about younger persons? Did you ever come into contact or experience anyone wanting to do what you do?
Oh yeah. Well, my nephew, my sister's first child,
Mm-hmm.
he's into it. He's doing a fantastic job. I did some work with YTEP uh, over the years. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of young people
Okay,
who
good.
are into it because it's a career in itself. It's in the world of fashion.
Mm-hmm.
People, I mean, ladies wear handbags every day. Men wear handbags now, crossbodies
Yeah.
and so on. You know, it's part of the what you wear, your footwear, your jewelry. You know, so it's a career young ones could get into.
Mm-hmm.
It has a future. You know, come up with your own style. You know, persons are going to buy into it. They might buy into mine, but they buy into yours,
Yeah.
right? So come up with your thing. Just take my advice. Just do it good.
Yeah.
Just do it good. Finish it good. Finish the inside as good as the outside. I remember once I did I was doing some work for Miss Warner. You might know Miss Warner. She lives at used to live at Rockdale opposite Newland Massey. Warner's there. And I was doing some key rings for her with the heritage logo. She becomes more beautiful.
Right.
And I did the logo. I did the keychains, and all looking nice in the front. And she said to me, "This is how you finish the front, finish the back."
Mm-hmm.
And that is what I took that, and it was so real and made sense. So outside looking good, inside also has to look good.
Definitely.
If I dye my bag in brown outside, I dye the bag in brown inside. If I dye here brown, on the inside is also dye brown. Before, you see the raw leather.
Mm-hmm.
But now I finish it all around, full circle. You know,
Yeah.
so when you look outside look good. When you look inside, inside is just as good as the outside. You know, so you're not leaving no stones unturned. You know, so once someone picks the product up, you can see, oh, yes, this is well done. This is well made. I can pay my money for this.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, because the quality, like I said, the quality speaks. Your art speaks through you as a creative, and it definitely shows. And I just want to thank you for representing us for all this time, representing well, and just basically putting love and passion into
Definitely. You
what
gotta
you
put those two
do.
into it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
the passion because you see it. And we want to thank you so much, Uncle Ted.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you for
Yeah.
being with
Thank you,
us.
Janelle.
Yes.
Thank you for
And from our family to yours, of course, we wish you blessings
thank you, my
and we
dear.
wish you success in whatever you endeavor to do.
Much appreciated. Peace and blessings back to you all.
Thank you so much.
You're
We're
welcome.
going to take a break, guys, and we're going to be right back with more Brunch, a Taste of Tobago. But before we do that, let me mention the trivia question once again. Brunch, a Taste of Tobago first aired on what date? The answer at the end of the program. See you guys soon.